Hello everyone, this is Pico Entertainment and we're back again, and here now we have another video for you, and we're going to talk about Cowboy Bebop and the live action adaptation by Netflix, and whether we will actually get a good representation of a successful anime. Now, I'm pretty much sure everybody watching this knows what Cowboy Bebop is, but just in case there's anybody who doesn't know, Cowboy Bebop is a very successful and popular anime series running for 26 episodes in the late 1990s. Set in a way distant future, it follows a group of ragtag bounty hunters who roam the galaxy hunting down various criminals, just trying to survive with the money from each capture. And you can check out my review of the actual anime itself within this channel, and I will leave the link within the description. And you can actually watch all of the episodes of the anime, which are now available on Netflix. Now, this live action adaptation of the anime is due to debut on November the 19th, and it will consist overall of 10 episodes. Now, there's already been a lot of criticism surrounding the live action series, and this is primarily around the casting of all of the roles. Some felt that in the lead role as Spike, that actor John Cho looks the part to a certain extent, but is just too old, and I agree with that. I believe that Spike should be this more of a younger, energetic character. We then look at the race change for Jet Black's character as well, and for me that's the casting that's the least convincing out of the three in the main lead roles. And then of course we had all of the controversies surrounding Faye Valentine and actress Danielle Pineda. Many felt that her look wasn't ideal or more accurate to Faye's character, which is very iconic for the anime in terms of having that very tight and very thin yellow outfit along with the red cardigan and the tight shorts as well. And of course there was much controversy when the actress went to Instagram in a very seemingly condescending and sarcastic manner, responding to many of the criticisms surrounding her overall look. So after all that, will Netflix Cowboy Bebop prove to be very successful in terms of a live action anime adaptation? Now, they did release a scissor reel, if you want to call it, basically recreating the iconic intro sequence, and then shortly after that we had another Lost Sessions presentation, which wasn't a trailer itself but just more almost like an opening montage, basically, when we had the three characters involved in a kind of a robbery heist type of sequence. And now most recently we had a full-on 2-minute trailer to showcase the overall tone of the series itself. Now overall, when I look at the trailer and all of the previous release footage, I do have to say I think there's a real effort being made here to try and capture the brisk, entertaining, almost comic caper tone of the anime. It's very light-hearted, it's a bit wacky, it's a bit cartoonish, I would say, but overall this is mostly reflective of the anime, which has proved to be a very fun, very escapist series itself. It was an anime that you could basically jump into without any background knowledge in terms of science fiction or social commentary in many ways, and I think that was part of the reason why it proved to be so popular. And I think in terms of this adaptation, I think adapting this tone is very much the right move. I think so often is the case when we see these live action adaptations, they try to make them more gritty, more realistic, more darker. They have avoided that so far, it seems. I think overall that's a very good move. Now, some of the set design and the scenery looks a bit plastic. Now obviously when you're dealing with a science fiction futuristic setting, a lot of it is going to be green screen, and you can certainly tell that in some effects. And I think the problem is that when you adopt a green screen approach, sometimes the overall effect is too clean. Because you're generating a lot of the backgrounds, it just feels a bit too synthesized, and you can easily tell when things are generated behind a green screen, and it just takes you out of it. We did get plenty of fight scenes and banter and camaraderie, lots of scenes when the crew are arguing against themselves, again very much like the anime. And I would say certainly in terms of Spike and Jet, they do seem to have captured very close to personalities from the anime. They do recreate a lot of the scenes from the anime itself. I saw some sort of tones where we see flashbacks in particular of Jet's past and also of Spike's past as well. That's probably the most notable backstory out of all of the three characters, where he was involved in the crime syndicate, and then we get various figures such as Vicious coming back, and we see another scene where he comes into conflict with Vicious, and I thought Vicious looked quite good as well. There was a few quick clips, if you saw them, where I believe we will get a flashback in terms of Spike's overall tragic romance with Julia as well. That's a very prominent storyline, especially when you get to the end of the anime itself. Now, we didn't see Ed, who is a main hacker, and that may disappoint some fans, but I'm pretty much sure he'll make an appearance overall. And to be honest, at the sake of not wanting to upset people, I didn't think Ed was that integral of a character. And if you notice, they do adapt a lot of the same jazz and soul music that we saw, especially from the anime. But once again, they're trying to stay true to the source material as much as they possibly can. And just to go back to Faye Valentine, so we've had all of this intense debate over the last month or two about her particular look. But then when I look at some shots here, particularly when they're together on the ship or at a dinner table here, and you look at her look where she's got the red outfit and it's got much more of that tight, sexualized look about it. And I think to myself, if they'd have just made that top yellow, the bright yellow as it was within the anime, if they'd have just lengthened her hair a bit more, maybe given her the hairband as well, then she would have looked far more accurate to the character overall, and you could have avoided all of this controversy in the first place. This red top here, it looks much more closer in design, so I really can't understand why they couldn't have gone for a much more accurate look in terms of Faye herself. But there you go. I just think we could have avoided a lot more of this built-in antagonism. Again, I feel to an extent a lot of that was orchestrated just to get more interest into the show itself, but that's another debate for another day. And I did also like some of the ship designs, especially from the Bebop. If we look at the interior as well, when we see Jet trying to operate it, and we get some shots here where it's arriving on certain planets, and it looks very good. It looks very authentic. And I also like the other ship of Spike, of course, very iconic for the show. And yes, it very much looks like the same design from the anime. So when I gather in all of these elements, looking for all of the footage that we've seen so far, I do have to respect the showrunners here, because they have clearly made the effort to try and stay as accurate to the anime as possible. It looks like they're respecting the source material far often than what we've seen in some other examples of live action adaptation. So I think this has got a fair shot of being quite a good live action anime adaptation, as long as it can generate a good amount of charisma and chemistry amongst the main characters of overall. Just keep it very fun and light-hearted and very entertaining, then I think it will please fans and have enough accessibility to potentially capture a general audience as well. So far I think from all of the live footage we've seen, very good signs and far more of a positive outlook on the show itself. But we'll wait and see when the show debuts on November the 19th. And of course, when it does, I will provide reviews of the premiere episode, of the finale, and also a season overall review of the show itself. So those are my overall thoughts and feelings on Cowboy Bebop, the live action Netflix adaptation. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it'll be successful and actually have a live action anime adaptation that will please both original fans and attract general audiences as well? Let me know what you think in the comments. Please also hit those like and subscribe buttons and notifications so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, stay at safe distances, and I will see you very, very soon.